Howdy all, welcome to Lex Lives. I think it's time we play a little Minecraft. Alright, so we're going to continue working on the weaving machine, or whatever it's called. So I need dyed wool to start with, so we're going to have to go pick some colors. Also going to need some more of this, what is this, light gray... What is this? Light gray concrete. I've got plenty of wool, so I just gotta get some light gray concrete for this. And we're gonna need some, ooh, you know what? Let's go ahead and take a look over here so I can remember what I used for my conveyor belts. And by remember, I mean actually look at what I use for my conveyor belts. Pretty sure I just used black concrete dust. Yep. All right. This is so weird. I don't understand this. There's nothing up there, right? I mean, no, I guess that spot all the way at the top. It's weird that there's just like this line of shadow there for no reason. So what am I going to talk about today? Been a pretty, well, up until today, I guess, or yesterday, quiet week of work, nothing much else. We oh good, set me on fire. I know Tuesday. Oh, I've got tons of light gray concrete. What about tons of black concrete powder too? Was there anything else I needed? Oh yeah, dye for colors of wool. Okay, I got tons of yellow. So let's go with a... You know what? What if we tried something a little trickier? What if instead of that, I chose some terracotta and pretended that was... Like, what if we do like that? What if we get like a yellow and a brown wool and pretended we were making like finished cloth? I think that's what I'm going to do. I think this will be cool. And let me go get some brown here. Probably got some in my base, but I also got my trio cocoa beans here. Yeah, Tuesday is usually a D&D night for me now, and one of the guys couldn't make it, so we rescheduled for Wednesday night. And so that's what we did Wednesday night. I was trying to think what we actually did on Wednesday night. Yeah, I can't think of anything too much that... Because I, of course, like to complain, so I can't think of too much to complain about from our Wednesday night D&D. Alright, let's see. Give me like 10 of these, I guess. And then give me 10 of these. Alright, and then I'm going to want more than that. I don't think I've got any more terracotta available, though. Okay, well, you know what? I did see there's some clay down here. So maybe I can get a few blocks here. Um, but it did, I don't know, it was, as I've mentioned before, our DM on Tuesdays also has a character that plays with us, and which sometimes is okay, sometimes... Oh, those are new drowning sounds there. That's cool. Sometimes is not okay, depending on our DM. And the one we got for Tuesday, he's kind of in the middle. Sometimes he's okay, sometimes he's not okay. And I know he's a bit what they call... Okay. This ties into a huger discussion, I guess. So one of the things that I can't stand in the gaming world at the moment is this open world nonsense. I mean, it's not nonsense, but to me, it's... If I'm playing a game, sure, there are games that fit really well in open world, where you... Like Minecraft. Minecraft is open world, right? There's no storyline, there's no purpose. You just get on, you do what you want. This is a truly open world right here. Whatever I want to do, within the confines of the rules of how the game works, I can do whatever I want. Works great. I got some city building games, right? Open world. As long as I'm within the confines of how the game works, I can do whatever I want. Works great. I find it a little less fun when my MMOs, well, not MMOs, my RPGs are open world, because then you get these really repetitive, go here, fetch this quest, and less, oh my god, we gotta save the world kind of thing. And I prefer the we gotta save the world storyline to the we need you to go fight these guys in this cave, and when you talk to the next group, they're going to be like, we want you to fight these guys that are in a tunnel. It's not a cave, it's a tunnel. And then you come back, and they're like, oh, well, this is open world, so let's now you got to fight monsters in the cave. And then you come back, and they're like, oh, well, now we need you to fight guys in a forest. And then they come back, and they're like, monsters in the desert. And then you go and you come back, and they're like, guys near the water. And there's no connection between the quests really, and so you just do all these little pockets of quests, and there's no storyline connecting things together, and I hate that. And so that's, to me, that's open world, and there's a huge clamor for open world for some reason. I feel it's because people don't have the attention spans to follow stories anymore, honestly. And so I on the other hand, love a huge, complex story. And I'm not saying there shouldn't be open world games. I'm not saying that. There should be open world games. I'm just saying that for me, I prefer story. And so on the other hand, even in the games with a big story, I prefer a little open world. Sure, I want to have that big story that guides us across through all the content, but I'd also like to be able to explore the content. And so, for example, Final Fantasy 13 which I've never finished, is a little railroady for me, and that's the term they use, railroad. Because there isn't really any place to go explore. I have been told that it does open up into more exploration toward the end of the game, but you have to get to the end of the game before you can actually explore anything. And so, for me, that's not the formula I like either. Uh, um, the first, the first six, seven, eight Final Fantasies, nine Final Fantasies, 10 was pretty good. That's about where I like it to be. You've got your main quest that points you in the direction, but then you've got all this other stuff you can go do and then follow along the main quest. It's not fully open world because you can't get everywhere, because it doesn't make sense that you should be able to go anywhere. It's not a real world if you can just go where you want. Um, and All right, so I think we do this, and then we put one of these on top. Okay, now my question is, I think there's more yellow than brown in here, right? And now the problem is that my machine is 3 wide. Oh no, this might not be a problem. Yeah, that'll work. So it's more yellow than brown, so we'll go ahead and put a couple of yellows on here. Whoops. And so you're thinking, well, what does this have to do with anything? Well, here's the trick with my I'm actually probably going to change some of this right here, though. My problem with our okay, that is that the right pattern? That's not the right pattern, right? Look, this isn't the right pattern either. There you go. No, definitely not. No. Nope. Okay, that's the right pattern, just now I gotta tear this apart. So we're playing a pre-designed quest, which is fine. But there should be a little open world to it. So, like, the game IDM, yes, you are given a list of things to do. Although they didn't get any choice but the one. I mean, I guess they could have chosen not to do it, but I only had the one job for them to do from the group that they currently are taking jobs from. That doesn't stop you from wandering around, though, and going and looking at other things. They just chose to immediately go do the job, and I don't mind that, but, oh, yeah, see, I've got a ton of that stuff ready to go right there. Nope, I think we're good. Okay. And, so So we get in there, and he's playing his character, and then we'd reached a point where we had a whole list of things to do in different areas, and so it's a little different than what we've been doing, where we were following a specific. Well, but we started on a path heading to a town, and then once we got to the town, then we started asking around. Um, I'm a little confused here. Yep, that's what I want right there. Okay. And let me do this. I almost think there should be a guard across through here like that. There we go. And then what we'll do is we'll do this. And we can put in this. And then we do this, that. No, 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 no. And that. No. And that? No. Like that. All right. Except that doesn't really show the thing I wanted to happen here, which I don't actually think I can do, so never mind. This is fine. Okay. So doesn't that kind of look like cloth that's been in a pattern and now it's being sent up onto one of these, and then let's go ahead and we'll do that. Nope. 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 Wow, really? Is that how it works? It doesn't... No, there's got to be a way to make it match all the way around, right? It just doesn't match all the way around? I need it to... Maybe I can stick it in the... Well, no, because if I... Yeah, let's stick it in the corner, I guess. If I stick it in the corner, though, it's not going to do what I want either. You must obey me. And so, so we get a bunch of quests, and so then there's 3 of us playing. Yeah, I don't know what to do. It just... Oh, maybe that's the way it's supposed to... Well, no, because see, this corner here is throwing me off. It's weird that it matches every other spot, so... Okay, and then I just want to throw one of these in top, so it is a particular color of cloth, like so. And then we could also throw down like maybe they got just some plain yellow ready to go. And I've also got some... Oh. Really? I don't have any brown? What did I do with the brown that I brought over here? Weird. I don't know. But there we go. I think that looks pretty cool. Oh, what are you doing down here? Get out here. I like it. This really worked for me. This really worked well for me. I like the way it looks. Now I need to get some buttons. I need at least a couple of buttons on this thing. Not to like start it up or anything, but just to indicate where some of the machine parts are stuck through. But yeah, so we get on there Wednesday night, and we'd reached a point where we just had a list of places to go, and so we got to choose. And so I found it a little weird. We got started and we're discussing where to go, and then all of a sudden we're just at a place, and I'm like, okay, well, we hadn't finished discussing where we wanted to go, but well, I decided. But you're the DM. We're supposed to decide. Well, my character, is with you guys, and he's special and can read all maps all of a sudden somehow. Um, and so my special character he knows the best route to take to complete the things that you've been told to do. So we're going to go in this order. We did all three of the things that we wanted to in that spot, but it might not necessarily have been the order I chose. And I was a little irritated that we didn't get to discuss where we were gonna go. We just went. And man, I really like how that turned out. Okay, now for the roof, I am gonna go with stone slabs. I've decided. That poor roof up there has got to get fixed one of these days. Look at that spider sitting up there. Why is the front of that roof missing now? That's weird. Maybe it always was. What happened was I came out of the nether, and it built another tunnel right there. 'Cause it was crazy. Do I just have some stone slabs maybe floating around, not doing anything at the moment? Yep, there's some. I'm gonna need way more than that though. There's some. And but yeah, what are you gonna do? And oh, you know what? Stairs might not look too bad either. Let's take some stairs with us. Maybe I like that too. That'll make my job actually a little easier if I take stairs as well. And then Thursday night also drove me a little crazy. So one of the things that happened Tuesday night was we got to this place and this necromancer was there, but we didn't see the necromancer. We just saw a bunch of zombies wandering around, and so we did a sneak attack on the zombies. And as soon as we snuck attacked, I don't know. As soon as we ganked one of the zombies, we didn't kill it, so I guess it wasn't a ganking. It was just a damaging. But we, damaged one of the zombies, and the necromancer came out and was like, "What are you doing with my zombies?" And so we discussed it, and we decided that we don't trust necromancers. Wow, that really worked there. That dragging across that then did nothing. Okay. And so we had found earlier a scroll of fireball, which creates a giant exploding fireball. And so we used it. Well, the other guy used it. I'm not a caster. Well, I am a caster, but I'm not that kind of caster. Cleric. And so he uses it to attack and kills 10 of the that is not what I wanted. Get out of there. 10 of the zombies, leaving 2 zombies and the necromancer, and which worked out great for us in the daytime when we weren't sneaking up on people, which is important for story number 2. Thursday night, my other D&D group, which only meets once every other week, met, and we spent close to 40 minutes trying to sneak up on this orc camp. And not only did we spend all that time sneaking, but we were casting spells to sneak. My character, who speaks orc and is an ex-soldier, disguised himself as an orc after we waited for the patrol, who was patrolling back and forth by the camp to go past, and we killed the one guy who's on patrol, and then I dressed up as him and then followed his patrol route, rolling dice rolls to make sure I could see where he went, follow his previous path, because I wanted to get close enough to observe what we were going into, and basically we spent 40 minutes to an hour sneaking up on and trying to get information on this camp before we attacked, because we were told it was dangerous. And so it wasn't as badly dangerous as we were told, but we were told it was quite dangerous. And so we didn't want to headlong rush in and get overwhelmed by the number of bad guys who were there. And so we come up to the camp, and there's several buildings, and we play online with 3D maps for the first time, and so you could see the buildings, you could see where you could see, and all that. And so we basically didn't split the party. We just went on different sides of the buildings, all from the same end of the camp. Just there were 2 buildings, and so 2 characters went to the right side of the right building. 2 characters went in between the 2 buildings, and 2 of the characters went to the left of the first building. And so we were characters building, characters building, characters. And then we got a sneak attack. And so the first guy attacks and kills an orc. Now, we have spent 40 minutes trying to do this as secretly and sneakily, stealthily as possible. And the DM from Tuesday night also plays on Thursday night, and immediately launches an explosive fireball into the middle of the camp when it gets to his turn. And I'm thinking, dude, if you were just gonna open up with your biggest, loudest attack, then why did we just waste 40 minutes sneaking up here? We could have set up a better battlefield to be noisy. So, yeah, so he does that, which of course only kills the 3 small guys at the fire. But on top of that, he's like, I'm gonna fire, because he doesn't check anything ever. And when he reads his spells, he always reads his spell effects in a way that only the best possible outcome can happen for him. And he ignores any bad things that happen with his abilities and spells. And he does it on Tuesday night too. I'm constantly having to remind him, One of his abilities lets him, when you move away from a creature, it can attack you as you move away from it. And so he took this ability that when he attacks a creature, it can't take that extra attack. And so the key to that statement, though, is that when you attack a creature, it can't attack you back. And so what he does is he attacks a creature, but he's standing next to two creatures, and then he tries to just move, and then I'm like, opportunity attack? I don't take opportunity attacks. And he's done this like 3 or 4 times now. We've only played 5 times. And okay, this should, yep. Let's see, we got 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh yeah, so alright, so if we come in 2 from there, and so he's always doing that, and it drives me crazy. And so he doesn't pay any attention to, like, every time it's his turn, you got to tell him where people are at, what they're doing, and then when you're like, aren't you even looking at your computer screen at this point? No, I'm paying attention. Well, how do you not know? I confronted him the other day because he he's always asking how far he can move. And we play on a grid, so you just got to count. And I'm like, do you not play in front of your computer screen? Because you never know how far you can move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4. And he's like, no, I'm playing at the computer screen. I'm like, why do you always got to ask how far you can move? You know your guy can move 5 squares. Why does someone else have to tell you how far 5 squares is? Well, I don't know. I just, I'm checking to make sure I can move 5 squares. You can always move 5 squares. I don't believe you. I feel like because when we do stuff, and I am talking with him, he will leave his computer and lay on his bed, and then ask you to look up stuff on the computer for him. And so I feel like he's doing that while we're playing D&D, and he's not looking at the screen. And so he'll make comments like, I want to move my guy as close to, whatever guy we're fighting as possible. And we're like, okay, so take your mouse, click on your guy, move your 5 squares toward him. Why does someone else have to tell you how close you can get? It's visible on the screen. But, yeah, so he launches his fireball anyways Thursday night. In the middle of the camp, killing 3 of the 14 or 12 or 14. Were there that many? There probably weren't that many. 8 or 10 orcs, and just the little ones that were near the campfire, though. And on top of that, he hit one of his own teammates with his fireball because he didn't pay attention to the area it affects. And then he says, "Well, I wouldn't have casted it in a way that would have affected, my teammates." I'm like, "No, first off, you can't see that other guy, and you said on the campfire in the middle of camp. Well, I'm just saying that maybe I would have moved it farther if I'd have known. But how could you know? You don't know where that other guy's at. You can't see him from where you're at." And then later, and this is pushing my time over here, but then later in the same fight, the guy who got hit by a fireball then fell into, well, he didn't get fall, he got pushed into a pit. and the pit killed him, basically. I mean, knocked him unconscious, which means he's on his way to being dead. And so we're like, let me get out some blocks here. So here's a building, here's a building, here's a building, here's the pit, right? And so my character is standing here. His character is standing here. And the guy who got knocked in the pit is in the pit over here. And so when a bad guy comes this way toward him, he says, oh, well, my guy would run away from that guy, and then has his guy run all the way over here, and then start saying, is my character intelligent enough to know that if the other guy wasn't here, the other guy who he has not seen since the battle started, all of us are moving around, including, there's more buildings. I think there's like a building here, there's like a building here, there was like a building over here, the campfire was here in the middle, like right there. There must have been a building there too. And, you know, and so we're like all moving in and out of these buildings and fighting things. He's like, would my guy be intelligent enough to know that since I can't see the guy who was standing over here, that that he's in the pit? And we're like, how would you possibly have any clue that he was in the pit? And my thought before that was, why would your guy run horizontally across the front of the guy he was running away from over to an area that is still as close to combat as he was before? You're only doing that because you want to get over and save the guy that you don't know is in a pit and unconscious. Stop metagaming. You don't know that. Your character does not know that happened. Stop trying to react as if he does. And he's also, as I've mentioned before, the guy who tries to take every magic item. And so at the end of the night, we found a red magic orb that doesn't seem to do anything. And he must have demanded that I hand it over to him 4 or 5 times because his character would know how to research it. Even though I had already looked at it and the DM told me it doesn't appear to do anything. And he also did a thing where I failed to find magic boots that I knew were on the bad guy, but my character didn't. And so after searching and not finding them, I didn't search him because I knew he had magic boots. I searched him because he was the guy at my feet. And but because the way the DM described what he was doing, you know, we knew he had magic boots, but then he proceeded to try 3 different ways to find out what the boots were, even though like he only did it because he knew from what the DM said that the guy had magic boots, and he had failed his rules to find the magic boots, and he tried like 3 or 4 different ways until the DM finally let him find the magic boots. He also wanted us to wait around 10 minutes in game time while his character cast a spell to allow him to find all the magic items instead of searching for things. He's driving me crazy, man. Alright, with that, click like, subscribe, share, and catch the next one, and I will talk to you later.